Hello, how's it going today? Hope you're doing very well. Welcome back to another video. Back on Arena. Had a lot of fun with the Zombies deck in the last video, but I was in the mood for a little Arena this weekend. Today, going to try out the Mono White Aggro deck that has apparently been doing very well on ladder and in standard. Here it is, just a net decked deck. I don't know. I don't think there's very much to go over. The deck looks pretty solid all around. We've got a suite of very strong one drops, some of them providing protection. Obviously, Giant Killer is going to be very good. We have two in the main, two in the side if we need to kill something big. Otherwise, it's just a great creature to tap down our opponent's blockers and swing in for a little bit of extra damage. More protection from the Selfless Savior. This card constantly overperforming whenever I meet it in matches or whenever I'm playing it. Usher of the Fallen, a boast creature from Kaldheim that can help us go a little bit wider, and Sentinel Eyes if we need access to a little bit of vigilance or pump, and then it escapes from the graveyard later on in the game. Pretty cool card. I like this, but I'm a Boggles player at heart, so of course I'm going to like this. A little bit of removal. Luminarch and Hollow Blade, of course, they're going to be played because they are the best two drops, probably in standard. Definitely best two drops in white. Hollow Blade, oh my god, this guy has been a beast whenever I've seen him. He's so hard to remove in standard. There are definitely ways, but always a very good card to have in your opening hand. Playing Loris in the main board, just two of them, just to bring back this big collection of 1 and 2 CMC creatures that we have. Of course, we're playing Skyclaves. Talked about it before. Best card in the 3 slot. Maul of the Skyclave also continues to impress. Great to be putting on a lot of these creatures. Gives them first strike for some reason, and more importantly, flying, so it can swing in over the opponent. Also playing some Halvars because hey, we want equipment for these little creatures. Maybe we can pump some of these 1/1s up to 3/1s with his Sword of the Realms, or if they have a Maul of Skyclave on, suddenly they're getting double strike if we have Halvar on the battlefield. And then we're playing 23 lands, 4 of which are Faceless Havens, which is another really strong overperforming card from Kaldheim. So I mean, this is a deck. It's pretty basic. I haven't played many games. I just played actually one game with it beforehand. I don't think there's a lot of prep that needs to go into this deck, so I'm not going to talk about it too much. Maybe talk about it at the end to see what cards overperformed or underperformed. But before that, I do want to talk about something else. I'm going to do a little contest on the channel, a little giveaway. I got these awesome sleeves. Check out these sleeves. These are from the Secret Lair that is coming out, or that is available right now. Unfortunately, to get these awesome sleeves, you would have to order kind of a bland, in my opinion, bland Secret Lair. It just has 5 good-looking basic lands, but who wants 5 individual basic lands? Yeah, not for me. Anyways, I was able to get a code, and I have an extra code. So I used one for myself, but I'd like to give away the other code. So for the next 5 Magic Arena videos that I put out, I'm going to be running this little contest. I'm not asking you to subscribe. You don't have to like the video. If you want to do both those things, sure, go ahead. Really appreciate it. But what I am asking you to do is comment below. It can be any comment. Talk about which of these sleeves you like the most, maybe what sleeve you put on what deck. You could also talk about what you've been playing in standard. I'd love to hear what you guys have been enjoying in standard, what Kaldheim cards have been overperforming or underperforming for you. It'd be pretty interesting. Anyways, anything. So what I'm going to do is over the next 5 videos, I'm going to keep reminding you guys to comment below for this contest, and then on the 6th video, I'm going to take all those comments and put them in a randomizer and pick somebody as a winner and send out the code to them. That means that you can enter this contest up to 5 times. If you comment on all 5 of the videos, I will put your name in the draw 5 different times. Yeah, who doesn't want these awesome sleeves? Not a huge prize, but I think it's a pretty cool one. These sleeves, I don't know. I think they look rad. So if you like them too, please drop a comment down below. This is video number 1 of the 5 video series for this contest. So thanks for watching. Gonna jump into some games with the Mono White Aggro deck and see how it goes. Take care for now. Okay, mono white aggro, best of 3 in standard, playing first. Yeah, a little sketchy having 2 Faceless Havens, but we can play out some cards early on and then hopefully draw into another white source for Luris. You'll also notice that my webcam has moved. I got some... Sorry, gonna lead on Life's Bounty. I got some advice from a viewer saying that the webcam being over in this area was blocking the card when I would enlarge it, and I totally agree. It's something that I do quite often, and I should probably have it a little bit more prominent or visible. So I moved my camera around a lot, and I finally decided on the bottom right. I don't know. It's blocking, obviously, the phases of each turn, but I don't think that's the biggest thing. You know, wherever you put the camera, it's going to obscure something. So let me know what you think. It's going to sit down there for a little while. If you have a better solution, do let me know. Gonna Glass Casket the Fervent Champion because having a first strike 1/1 on the battlefield is kind of annoying for my deck, I think. Okay, he's got the Bone Crusher. Sure thing. So, put out a Faceless Haven. I think I don't want to put out the Luris right away. I would like to be able to put the Luris out with a Selfless Savior on the battlefield so I can protect it. If we draw another white source, then next turn I can put out Luris plus bring back the Life's Bounty. That doesn't seem too bad. So let's commit the Selfless Savior to the board. And then I could play out the Sword of the Realms, but I kind of want the backup plan if this Selfless Savior dies of maybe just going Faceless Haven into Halvar. So I'm going to slow down a little bit, just put out the puppy, and pass it over to the opponent. He puts out his Bone Crusher Giant. Okay, so Bone Crusher Giant, pretty annoying. Maybe I want a Selfless or Skyclave Apparition that. Also, I could do that on a turn a little bit later. Instead, maybe I should just develop the board. We can't do Luris plus the Life's Bounty this turn because our mana is a little bit awkward. So instead, I could just put out Halvar, have a 4/4 on the battlefield, which is pretty hard for him to remove, I think. And then next turn, maybe we can see what kind of blockers he puts out. Could maybe scoop up the Bone Crusher Giant with the Skyclave Apparition and then start swinging in with Halvar. Although that's now maybe a little bit of a better target for... Oh. Yes, sir. So I think what I'm going to do is block the Bone Crusher Giant with Halvar and give it indestructible with the Selfless Savior. Yeah, I'm fine with that. He's going to make a couple of babies with the Annex trigger here, but I'm not too concerned about that. Okay. Hollow Blade is good. I think I want to get rid of the Annex now before it gets out of control. Hopefully he doesn't have another one in hand. And now, yeah, sure. Get in with Halvar. 4 damage. Ooh, Goldspan Dragon. So, opponent's got a bit of a clock. He's going to be making a bunch of mana now. Outside of exactly that card, I don't have any way of dealing with it. Wow. Yeah, I guess I just do that. I don't like that. Okay. So, alright, hit you for 12. And now the opponent's got to deal with this Halvar. Of course, he can hold the Goldspan Dragon back on defense, but that's not going to buy him too much time. Seeing Faceless Havens showing up in a lot of decks, I suspect. The card is just super good. Opponents still have access to quite a bit of mana, but yeah, Fervent Champion, not too bad. for us. You can attack in with the Haven, sure. We don't really have any way of dealing with this Goldspan Dragon in the deck. The only way is going to be crashing in with Halvar and killing it, and then hopefully going to the next turn and getting him in the air for the next 3 bits of damage. I could equip the Maul onto the Skyclave, so he can't attack in with the... Actually, that doesn't seem too bad, does it? I don't imagine he has a way of dealing with a 4/4 on, you know, either of these 4/4s with 3 mana, 1 card in hand. Maul of the Skyclave. Goodness, this card, man. It's just a beater. Okay. So this could be like an Embercleave, potentially. But even if it's an Embercleave, he puts it on this creature. It becomes a 3/2 first strike, double strike, but it'll be first strike against my first strike. I think that's a safe block. Bone Crusher Giant would be pretty miserable if that's the case. No. Okay. So, fine by me. Kind of wish we hit a little bit better on our lands, because this turn we could have won if we had another white source, right? Yeah, because we could put out Halvar, bring back the Life's Bounty, pay with our last Faceless Haven. That's not the way it's going to be. So, I think I can leave that on him. Swing in with the Skyclave Apparition. He has to block with the Goldspan Dragon. Okay. And then next I will just play out both of these Hollow Blades, and then on his combat I will move the Maul over to Halvar. Okay, there we go. Pretty cool. Definitely Maul was the all-star in that matchup. What am I doing? What do I want to bring in? Maybe Glass Caskets are going to be probably pretty good in this matchup. I imagine Baneslayer Angel is probably not going to be the worst thing, although a little expensive, and I'm not sure I'm going to make it to that point in this match. As much as I like Sentinel Eyes, I think it's weaker than the Glass Casket, so we'll maybe swap those out. I'm going to bring in 1 Baneslayer and take out 1 Halvar. I don't think I need much more. If we resolve a Baneslayer, I have a feeling it's just kind of game. We'll see. Okay, well, our mana base is a little bit better this time around. Probably keep this Giant Killer around to kill a Bone Crusher Giant or a big old dragon at some point in the game, so not going to rush him out. Next turn, play out the Seasoned Hollow Blade, and then if I need to sack something or discard something to give him indestructible, we can certainly do that. He kind of looks like he's representing a Bone Crusher Giant. Yep, there's the Bone Crusher. Is it worth it to save this one? Probably, right? And then I can throw away maybe the other Hollow Blade, since we have Luris. Yeah. Sure. getting a beep from my headphones. They got to be plugged in. All right. Okay, well, that's a really good way of dealing with the Seasoned Hollowblade. Okay. Do I want to scoop up the Fireblade Charger with the Skyclave right now? I don't know. Probably is the best. That's the best play. And then next turn, if he puts out the Bone Crusher Giant, can just kill it with the Giant Killer. Yep, sure. The Fireblade Charger is not a huge threat, but I don't know. Something to do, right? There's the Bone Crusher, as predicted, and ooh, really good. So we will definitely kill him. Take a couple damage, sure. And play out our Giant Killer. Attack in for 2. Would really like another land this turn. That way I could Luris and then bring back a Seasoned Hollowblade from the graveyard. Rimrock Knight. That seems like a desperate play from the opponent. All right. Yeah, he's not in a great position. So, got the land. The play is get some extra value with Luris. I don't think I'm... well, I could attack with him. No, well, if I... So if I attack with the Skyclave, it trades with the Fireblade. Maybe it's okay to do that. He's just going to get a 1/1 back. I don't know if I really care about a 1/1. Is it maybe better just to be conservative though? Yeah, I'm gonna hold off. I don't think I have to attack right away. I'm not sure if he decides to try to kill this Seasoned Hollowblade if I'm willing to get rid of this Aspirant or the Giant Killer to save it. Maybe the Aspirant because I can bring it back with Luris. The other thing is if I attacked last turn, the Fireblade could have challenged the Hollowblade. I don't know if I want that either. I kind of don't mind pitching the Aspirant now. I might regret doing this because he might have like a Bone Crusher for my Luris. He might also have an Embercleave. Kind of just hoping he has another big creature for this Giant Killer. I'm assuming he's going to kill the Giant Killer. Yeah. Uh-oh. He's targeting... yeah. Well, that's not too bad. Hey. Sometimes you're just lucky. So, put the Aspirant out onto the field. Pump up the Hollowblade. And yeah, he's not having any of this. Hey, yeah. Pretty great performance from the mono white deck, especially against mono red, where it has a lot of good spot removal. You can see that the mono white deck still kind of resilient. Right on. Next game. Okay, more best of 3 standard with mono white aggro. Just beat mono red. Game went very well. I think the opponent probably scooped a little bit early, but we didn't know what the opponent had in hand. We had a very good board presence. I feel like it was more of a frustration scoop with that Aspirant coming down. Okay, so this hand is looking pretty nice. Gonna curve out all the way up into 3, even if they have some removal for our 1 and 2 drops. Maybe we can bring them back with Luris, and then eventually Halvar. Yeah. So definitely gonna keep that. Opponent leading on that, sure. And I think now it's Selfless Savior. Selfless Savior, the fact that it can give Indestructible for free, whereas the Life's Bounty requires one colorless mana to give something protection from a color, makes the Savior a little bit better on turn 1, I think. Up against a Yorion deck, so we can imagine binding the Old Gods and probably some sweepers. Yeah. Shadow's Verdict might be one of those cards that's going to ruin my time. Hopefully we can kill them before we get to that point, though. Okay. Let's see if he has an Essence Scatter for the Aspirant. We find our 4th land for the Halvar, possibly. Ooh, that always hurts. Okay, opponent finds his land. So, don't think I want to attack. He might have like a Shark Typhoon. I really don't want to trade the Selfless Savior for that. So instead, I'm just going to put out the Hollow Blade. Hope it resolves. Okay. And pass to the opponent. Let's see what he has on his end step. Omen of the Sea. Sure thing. Triome for the opponent, sure. Okay, this time I think I'm just going to get in with the Hollow Blade. And I'm not actually really sure what I'm going to be doing. Maybe it's just... I don't know if I want to play more cards to the board. Kind of afraid that a sweeper's coming. Opponent's just going to take the 3. Maybe I put this out sort of the realms. Possibly I could have done that before combat. I don't want to commit any more creatures to the board because I feel like once the Yorion deck gets up into that 4 or 5 CMC range, it's always board wipe time. I could put it on the Selfless Savior, and then when the Selfless Savior dies, he comes back to my hand. But I think it's probably better to put it on the Hollow Blade. He's hovering over this Omen of the Sea, making me think that he's just going to be spending this turn cracking that. Really? Okay. Well, maybe he wants it around for a Yorion. Well, there's that, so. Okay. Bye-bye. Little unfortunate that it also exiles our graveyard. Because we had a Aspirant, I think, in the graveyard. Yeah. So now I guess the play is Luris into Selfless Savior. And hope the opponent doesn't have another one of those nasty Shadow's Verdict. That card is definitely one of the cards that is the biggest threat against this mono white deck. All right, opponent. All right, 80 card deck, 2 Shadow's Verdict. That's how it is. So play out the Life's Bounty. May as well equip it. And now I guess it's all on this Faceless Haven. Maybe it can go the way. That's going to happen, though. You got to expect if you're playing a heavy creature-based deck, aggressive type deck, you're going to get hit with these board wipes from the more reactive type decks. Okay, binding the old gods. So the opponent's got it all. Does he destroy... Okay, yeah. Destroys the sword. Well, not going to give up. Turn on the Faceless Haven. And get in for 5. He might... Oh my god. Alright, well, we get to at least keep our Faceless Haven around. It's pretty nuts, right? Seems like it's like clockwork. I got to imagine one of these 3 cards is an ultimatum, because it always is. He puts the Yorion in hand. He doesn't have the mana to cast it out yet. Ooh, boy. Well. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. I guess, yeah, that's... Yeah. And he's going to get the classic 3. And we're just going to scoop that one up. Well, sometimes you're not meant to win a game. Sometimes that's just how it goes. We do have the Magistrate to fight against that annoying stuff. Redeem might be okay to bring in. I don't know how good her Protector Shield is against that deck, but that's a consideration. Definitely going to bring in the Glorious Protectors. Can't imagine Glass Casket is going to do very much for me in this matchup. And I also feel like that's kind of weak. So try it like this. Just pray that the opponent doesn't have literally everything that he needed against us. But as I said in the intro, this mono white deck seems to be quite popular. I haven't been playing a ton on MTGA over the last couple of days, so I don't know exactly what the state of the game is, but I got to imagine that this mono white deck is running around quite a bit. Opponent doing a little bit of mulliganing over there. All right, I'm going to lead on the Usher, just because I think on turn 2 I would rather boast. Try to go a little bit wide on this Yorion deck. Okay. Pretty cool. That looks like an eliminate. Yeah. Well, let's get this maul on this human and smack him. Okay. Turn 4. What am I super worried about? I think it might be fine to commit this Life's Bounty to the board. Could have also put out the Skyclave to kill the Maze Mine Tome. Opponent short on green mana by the looks of it. Ooh, that's real good for us. He desperately drew a card with the tome. Or no, actually scryed, right? You need the 2 mana there, right? Okay. Another tome. Okay. Well, we're going to get in for 4. And now I kind of want to put out the Skyclave. I don't know, maybe it's risky. He doesn't have 2 black for Shadow's Verdict, but there's a good chance he has, well, 3 cards in hand. He's going to be able to scry quite a bit with the Mazemind Tome. I feel like it's a little risky to commit another card to the board, but probably my best chance of securing this game. I'm gonna hope he doesn't have it. After all, how consistent can an 80 card deck be? We're gonna eat this one. Unfortunately, we didn't have another land, so I have no way of giving my creatures protection with the Life's Bounty. A risk I'm willing to take. He has the other black. He has the Shadow's Verdict. Come on. All right. So play out a Hollow Blade, play out a Selfless Savior, and then next turn maybe hope to draw land, equip the Maul. Unbelievable. These Yorion decks never cease to amaze me how incredible they are at having the answers. A lot of scrying though, so you got to account for that. Scrying with the Omen, scrying with the Mazemind, hitting the perfect mana base though. Oh boy, probably gonna destroy them all. Yeah. Okay. Well, we get this guy. Guess I have to attack in with the Hollow Blade. He's going to block. I will pitch the Life's Bounty, I think. Now the question is, do I want to put out both of these Magistrates? Yes. I don't know why, but yes. There's the draw with the Tome. This card undoubtedly is an ultimatum. This card is a land. Certain of it. He finds a Triome with his binding, sure thing. There's a land. Let's see if he read the Magistrate. Oh, he's drawing with the Mazemind. Okay. Gaining some life. Sure thing. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, fellas, I think this is kind of how we lose the game. Not really sure what I can do with this Gargaroth on the field. It's going to... I imagine he's going to attack in with it. Make a 3/3. Yeah. And he's at a very, very healthy 12 life. That's not a life total that I can easily deal with. Probably puts the Yorion into his hand this turn. Oh, he has another Tome. Jesus. Oh, okay. Play out the Yorion. Oh no, he can't. He was 1 mana short. Never mind. Cultivate. So he didn't have a whole lot. He really needed that Elder Gargaroth. But next turn he's it's not the worst, but the problem is it just doesn't do anything, right? So I think the play is to play out Halvar and then hope to draw a Maul of the Skyclave, and then that is one way I can kind of get through this Elder Gargaroth. It's still going to take a lot, but yeah. He gets to scry here, and then next turn he can reset the Maze Mine if he wants. Play down the Yorion, bounce the Omen. Lots of good stuff. Yeah. Scrying, so it makes me think he's definitely playing out the Yorion to bounce the Omen. He wants to just make sure the card he's drawing with the Omen is going to be real tip-top. And now even with the with the Yorion on the field, with the Elder Gargaroth having reach, even a Maul of the Skyclave is going to be pretty... Oh, goodness gracious. All right, I'm going to see what the next card is, but I think Mr. Takan has very much secured this matchup, and there's not a lot I can do. All right. Game 1, opponent had everything he could ever hope for, and then turn 2, we were a little bit too slow, and those Maze Mine Tomes really gave him enough scrying to allow him to find what he needed. Okay, a little bit more with Mono White Aggro. Just kind of got beat up by Yorion. That's it's gonna happen. Yorion's just always miserable for pretty much every deck that I play. This hand's looking okay. Turn 1, lead on the Usher. We might be in the mirror here. That's the case. So I still think I'm going to be leading on the Usher. Now I don't think I'm going to be attacking in necessarily, but we'll see. Okay, he's got both his protection creatures. He's attacking in. All right, take 1. Well, I think that's better than boasting with the Usher. So, Luminarch put a counter on the Usher. Could swing in. Yeah, why not? Sure. We definitely need to find a land next turn. Okay, taking 2. Opponent's going to gain 1 from the life gain on the Life's Bounty. Not a big deal. Land, land, land is all we want to see. There it is. So real good. If we peel another land next turn, we can play out the Halvar. And this Usher is going to get real nasty. In fact... well, not lethal nasty, because I gotta assume that he's gonna attack in with the Life's Bounty to put him up to 13, but could be a real good position. Oh, okay. Opponent's doing the same thing. Let's see if he's feeling frisky. He's not feeling frisky. I guess holding back, that is okay. Yeah. Gotta target them all. If we targeted the Hollow Blade, he could have taken or saved it with the Life's Bounty. Put that there. And now our opponent is back to really needing something. When this deck goes without having any interaction against it, oh boy, does it ever pop off. Speaking of interaction, there's some interaction. But we still have the Maul around. We do need another land. we could always play out the other one. Hey, they're not legendary. That's the first time I've had to consider that. Well, this is what we're doing. Gonna put him down to 1. Next turn he can play out. Well, no, it'll have summoning sickness. Maybe he needed to play it out the last turn. There's a mole. Okay. So I think we're still okay because what we can do is put out the Life's Bounty, give, excuse me, give the Skyclave Apparition protection from white, and we take it. Cool. So we definitely want to bring in the glass caskets. What do we take out? Sentinel Eyes, again, being one of the weaker cards. I think that's kind of like the flex spot. I do like it, but it's probably not going to make much of a difference in this matchup. More Giant Killers. I don't think we need the full suite of them. 2 is going to be enough. He's not doing anything. Redain. Lukewarm on her. Might be cool to bring in a Baneslayer Angel. Can't imagine he has very much removal for Halvar, so I don't know if we need the full 3 of them. That's the logic. Yeah, I'm going to try bringing in a Baneslayer. Just because I know it's a creature that he's going to have a really hard time getting rid of outside of his own Giant Killers. Okay. Hand looks good. Opponent's on the play, so we can probably scoop up his turn 2 with this glass casket. Now we have 2 Luminarchs. Looking all right. Also have the mana for the Skyclave. Ooh, Crawling Barrens. So we're not playing Crawling Barrens in our version of this deck. Okay, put out the Seasoned Hollowblade. I imagine his deck probably has quite a few ways to deal with this Seasoned Hollowblade, so it's not the most invulnerable creature. Okay, there you go. But I'm fine with him scooping that up over a Luminarch. I think they're probably more important in the long run. Yeah, I think this time I'm going to go with the Luminarch, pump it up a little bit. Maybe I should have played out the Hollowblade. I do want to keep one of them around, though. Okay, Life's Bounty. Opponent kind of looking like he's running out of steam. A little unfortunate that he's keeping up the mana he needs to protect the Luminarch. Good play by the opponent. But I think I have to still try. There's the pro white. Okay. Then play out that, and then I think a Hollowblade. There's no point attacking right now, since it has pro white. Could have put it like made it a 3/3 and attacked in, but again, it does nothing. Maybe I should have glass casketed after combat. Okay. As much as this Hollowblade is a threat, I think the Luminarch is going to be the bigger problem in the long run here. And if I can have 2 Luminarchs on the battlefield pumping up my team, I'm going to get out of the range of his creatures very quickly. Am I worried about a Giant Killer? Maybe. Still, I'd rather get in for 4 here. Let's see if I regret things. Maul of the Skyclaves. Very good draw. And the Selfless Savior is good too. So kind of need to find another Apparition or maybe a Glass Casket. Neither of those are those cards. Okay, so I could put both counters on the 4/4, make it a 6/6. He's got first strike. So he can't really kill my Aspirant unless he sacrifices the Hollow Blade and the Savior. So I think it's actually fine to do it like this. Yeah. Okay. Is he going to sacrifice the dog? Okay, so nothing dies here. That's fine. We got rid of the dog. Okay. May as well put it out. And then I'm also going to make a baby with the Castle Ardenvale on his end step. Kind of need him to draw flat for a turn. Yeah. He doesn't hold... okay. So again, we can keep getting out of the range of the Hollow Blade with the two Aspirants. He's going in. Well, it's Vigilance now, right? Yes. Okay. So that's where things are going to get iffy. Really wouldn't mind finding a Life's Bounty or a Puppy from my deck. Wouldn't mind having some protection for this big Aspirant. Wow. That's pretty good. So what do I do with it? Do I hit the Skyclave? I guess I gotta hit them all, right? I think I do it after combat, though. Same thing as last time. I can swing in. He might give it protection from white. We don't kill anything. Okay. Just gonna take it like a champ. All right, I respect it. I respect it. Okay. I like that when you click on the equipment, it fans it out so you know what equipment you're clicking on. It's a good little feature. Still, Sword of the Realms is going to be annoying because the Seasoned Hollowblade can keep coming back to his hand. All right. He must have found junk in that draw. All right. So, doing okay when we meet up with the mono matchups. We beat mono red, and then we beat now mono white. It was that Yorion deck that really gave us trouble. Hey, we got the new bear. Definitely applying that. All right, let's go into another match. All right. More mono white aggro in standard best of 3. Doing okay. Hand looks good. I kind of wish one of these Faceless Havens was a Plains for the Apparition, but I still think having 2 Luminarchs is going to be pretty impactful. And then we can hold onto this Giant Killer for future turns, depending on what the opponent's on. Opponent looked like he had a mulligan there. I wasn't paying full attention, but I think that's what I saw. Okay, he's down to 5 cards. Pretty brutal. Okay, hey, there's our very awesome Plains, and he is on Gruul aggro or mono green aggro, so this Giant Killer is going to be very important for Lovestruck Beast, possibly. Exactly that card. Put out the Luminarch, pump it up. Unfortunately, he is still going to draw a card from this Innkeeper with this Lovestruck Beast if he plays it out. We only have the 2 glass caskets, and unfortunate there. Opponent mulliganing down to 5. Yeah. Okay. In this matchup, I like Giant Killer. Do I like the glass casket? Yes, because it hits the Mammoth if he is playing, and then Bone Crusher Giant if he's playing Gruul. We don't know. He could be on mono green. I also kind of like Baneslayer Angel in this matchup, so take out one of those. Man, these Sentinel Eyes been getting cut a lot. I don't know if I necessarily need too many of these Selfless Saviors. I kind of like the Life's Bounty a little bit more because I can at least get protection and that can help me get damage in. Alright, so this configuration looks good. Lots of removal from this kind of aggressive deck. Yeah, it's awesome when your aggro deck can be also an interactive deck. It's kind of hoping the opponent has a little bit more luck. I don't, you know, it's nice to win, but you know, it sucks when your opponent has to mulligan down to 5. We're not in a great place either, but I think it's just good enough to keep. Don't want to see any more lands off the top, obviously. Opponent leading on the Love Struck Beast, and exactly what we don't want to see. I don't want to see any more playable creature cards off the top. Wizards, you're listening, right? They always know what you don't want. Plays in the Gruul. Hey, it's somewhat playable creature card. It's pretty good with Maul of the Skyclave. Alright, play it out. No need to attack. Got to imagine this Love Struck Beast is coming down on this turn, and now he might be threatening a turn 4 Great Henge, and that is the scariest thing. Okay, well, gonna get in for 4 damage, but in the face of a potential Great Henge, yeah, not great. Maybe this hand was borderline, or not even borderline keepable. It was maybe just unkeepable. Oh yeah, but I get new bear. Let's see what he does. No block. That doesn't look very different. Oh, he's got a nice little helmet on now. They could have done better with these ones, I think. Okay, he has a land, but I guess he didn't need the that mana. Okay, Glass Casket, pretty good. Definitely going to be scooping up the Love Struck Beast. Attack in with the Usher and leave up the Life's Bounty protection just in case, I don't know, some disaster happens. What could he possibly have? Ooh, Shredded Sails. Cool. Well, that only gives enchantments and creatures protection. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Well, I guess I'm boasting. Well, I like seeing this card in Standard. I think it's really well-rounded. Always love cards that are modal. Give people a choice. It's a great thing. Well, Elder Gargaroth is going to be a problem. Okay. Luris, go on out there. And now I don't know what to really do. Are we going to lose to Elder Gargaroth twice with these experimental games with this deck? Maybe it's just the bane of our existence. Kind of need to find the opponent Finding all the fatties. Need to find Giant Killer and need to find it very soon. So I could go with the big block here. Could put everything on the Elder Gargaroth. I kind of got to get rid of it. And then protect the Luris with the Life's Bounty. And then we can start bringing back creatures. I think that's probably what I got to do. Hopefully this mana that he made with the Goldspan Dragon isn't going to be relevant. Why do I feel like a blowout is coming? All right. Okay. Well, hey, we found the Giant Killer. That's pretty good. All right. May as well put it out, and it can start tapping down the Goldspan Dragon. However, I'm pretty sure it gives him mana, right? Target of spell. No, only when it's a target of a spell. I wasn't even watching my life total. I was just dead. All right. So that didn't work out. That's fine. We can run it back. So sometimes your opponent's creatures are just a little bit bigger. Play first. Man, almost mulligan that away. Hey, this is good. I don't know what I want to throw away though. Definitely want the Glass Casket and the Skyclave Apparition. Luris, maybe Luris is like one of the weaker cards in the deck. That's stupid to say, isn't it? But maybe it's fine. Fine to get rid of Luris. Maybe it's the Hollow Blade? Yeah, maybe it's the Hollow Blade. Let me know what you would have pitched here. I'm actually not really sure. Kind of want to keep all of them. Gotta hope to peel that third land. If we don't, then things are looking over. Opponent also mulligan down, but he's on the draw, so not as damning. We don't hit the land. That's okay. We have one more try at it. Can start growing up this Luminarch. Oh no, Bone Crusher time. Well, there it is. It's got to be Luris, and then got to kind of hope that he doesn't have a second Bone Crusher. If he does, just that'll be it. Ouch. Well, maybe I should have gone a little bit slower with my spells, possibly, but I think I had to try to get that early advantage, because as soon as he builds up a board, I don't know if there's any way I can really come back from it. There's the Bone Crusher, so we can eat that at least with the Skyclave. Okay, no attacks. Well, we'll be able to deal with that left stroke beast as well, but I got to imagine his cards are going to outpace me. Especially next turn if he's cooking a Elder Gargaroth or Goldspan Dragon. I don't think the 2/2s and 2/1s are going to get there. There it is. Mana Making Machine. Oh boy. All right, well. Gotta try my best to race, I guess. Oh, it's an artifact. It's not an enchantment. Brutal. Brutal. All right. Well, Shredded Sails for the opponent coming in, being the all-star. Last game, killing them all. This game, doing the dirty to me here. All right. I think that's all, folks. I think that's all. Probably lost the game on my own playing out these two first. Maybe I should have led with the Life's Bounty. I can't remember if I had it in hand or not. I don't remember when I drew it. But, oof. All right. All right. Opponent got us. Go to a wrap-up. All right. So the mono white deck, pretty cool. Obviously has a lot of burst. It can be kind of resilient in the right matchups, but definitely saw against the Yorion where your opponent could have a lot of very big board wipes like Shadow's Verdict. You're going to be a whole lot of trouble because it just kind of takes out the vast, well, no, it takes out everything except Halvar. So that matchup's a little bit weird. Maybe that's when we want to bring in even more of the Glorious Protectors, more of the Baneslayer Angels, and shift to a more mid-rangey mono white deck. Against the Gruul deck, that was rough. That was rough. I don't know how I need to approach that matchup. They have a lot of very big creatures, and if they're able to deal with our Maul of the Skyclave, it's really hard to get in past Gargaroths. Even Gargaroth, when you have your Maul and it has a reach, a 6/6 reacher, it's going to be pretty rough. Still pretty good performance in the mono red matchup, and then even in the mirror, it felt pretty good. So deck's cool. I would definitely say craft it. I don't know, a lot of rares. It's a little rare heavy, I guess. You have, I mean, Luris, Skyclave, and Maul. Those are all really good rare crafts. So is Luminarch. The only one that's a little questionable is maybe the Giant Killer, but I think it is probably a pretty darn good deck to climb. Games are going to be very fast with this deck, and yeah, I imagine it can probably get you to Mythic without too much effort. Again, remember we're running the contest. If you want your shot at a collection of awesome looking sleeves, make sure you leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought about the deck, or just whatever else you want to say. Thanks for watching for now. Take care, enjoy the rest of your day, and see you in the next one.